Hello everyone, my name is Chrissy and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a book review of This Is How You Lose a Time War by Amal El-Mohtar and Max Gladstone. This is a science fiction sapphic love story between two agents who are trying to change time and the different time strands, because in this book there is more than one time strand. There's a lot of them. There's in the thousands, millions, I think infinite. You get my gist. But these two agents, Red and Blue, are trying to change these time strands to, I guess, like, meld together to fit whatever purpose that their agency has. The book starts out with Red on a mission in this laboratory, and she's trying to change this course in history with this specific scientist, and ends up finding a letter from Blue, who is the other agent. And I believe the letter is as follows: Nanny, nanny, boo boo, stick your head in doo doo. Sounds about right. End quote. From there on, the two exchange letters and end up developing feelings for one another, and then have to figure out what to do about that because they work for two separate agencies that are competing and kind of want the other one killed. This book is written in third person, with exception, of course, to the letters, and it switches off between Red and Blue through the chapters. Now, the chapters aren't numbered or named, but you can tell where it starts because there'll be a shift to the next page, and it starts with whatever color agent is there. I did like this book. I felt like it was a really smart read, and that there were a lot of references in this book that I probably did not catch because I am not the best with world history, and I know that I have a very American view of history. So I don't know if it will help to have more knowledge in that arena, just because Red and Blue do tend to go to these time points where they're not the biggest moments that were taught in school, at least in the US. Like I said, it starts out in this laboratory, and I'm not sure if this is supposed to be a future time to what's current or a past laboratory. And then there's a scene that's set in, I think it's like Antarctica or Alaska, I forget. Somewhere where there's a lot of snow and ice. I don't know. I live in a desert. I don't pay attention to snow and ice anymore. Or at all. But there's those kind of scenes where I can't really pinpoint what time in history they are, or if they coincide with a large event that happened. The only one that I could make out as far as references goes is World War II, but this was a very alternative timeline where zombies were now in play. I thought that was very neat, by the way, and very creative. There is a lot more kind of poetic and flowery language than I'm used to reading, and mainly because I'm not one for a lot of poetics, or that kind of really purple prose thing going on. And granted, this is not as heavy as some books that I've heard about, but there are a lot more flowery language than not. Especially in the letters between Red and Blue, and especially when they start having feelings for one another. They're like, my moon droplet. I don't know. I wonder if that actually is. Is that a compliment that they give one another? I didn't find that to be too distracting as I normally would in a book, so that was pretty nice. I thought that the way that the authors talk about the different time strands and how Red and Blue are trying to either have them converge or like eradicate or whatever was pretty smart. As said, some of this flew over my head, admittedly, and I feel like this is a book that you have to read more than once. So there's that. If I had to quibble with this book any, it's that with the characterizations of Red and Blue, I didn't really get distinctive characteristics until about halfway through the book and further on. Like the first couple of letters, they kind of sound the same to me, and I actually had a theory that these two might be just alternative versions of themselves. And so, is this book just about loving yourself? Who knows? I would heavily recommend this book if you're looking for, a true enemies to lovers romance, because these two are looking to kill one another at the beginning of this book, and then later on, the feelings change. That is my very quick review for this book. It's not very long, even though I took a long time reading it. It's not a very long book. It's like the full story is under 200 pages. So if you have read this book, please let me know down in the comments. And did you like it? Did you not like it? Tell me your thoughts. Thank you so much for watching my video, and as always and forever, may get lost in the book.